I use this skill every day to reduce fear thoughts and preoccupation. A great skill from Pain Reprocessing Therapy to reduce fear thoughts and preoccupation is the 3R skill. It's not actually called this, but it's a really easy way to remember it. Now, I have a brain that gravitates towards fear thoughts and preoccupation, so I use this skill on a daily basis. I know most people with neuroplastic pain or mind-body concerns tend to have brains that gravitate towards fear thoughts or preoccupation. Because remember, neuroplastic pain doesn't occur without an element of fear and preoccupation. And I recently did a video on 3 reasons why you're stuck in preoccupation or fear thoughts. So I'll link that to the top here, and I highly suggest you check it out. It's really important for our healing to reduce fear thoughts and preoccupation and instead move towards a sense of safety. And the 3R skill is a really useful way of doing this. But please be patient with yourself while you're in this process, because changing the neural pathways associated with preoccupation or fear thoughts takes time and consistency. So here's a review of the 3R skill. Number 1, recognize. The first step is we need to recognize that our brain has snapped back in to fear thoughts or preoccupation. And this is the hardest step because it becomes so normal for our brain to be thinking in this way that we don't even realize it's happening. And for myself, on countless occasions, I've been lost in fear thoughts or excessive thinking for days before I recognize that I've snapped back into this. And we need this at first, because if we're not aware that our brain's doing this, we won't have the ability to put in steps to change it. It is also important to recognize that your brain is gravitating you back towards having fear thoughts or being preoccupied. See, over many years, your brain learned better and better over time to be excessively fearful about something or be preoccupied about something. And this is why this pattern is so hard to break, because our brain is almost pulling us back in this direction, even when we're not aware of it. I even jokingly have dialogue with my brain about this, basically saying, I see what you're doing, brain. I see that you're trying to be excessively fearful about this right now, and I'm not going to unconsciously follow you down this rabbit hole. Number 2, reappraise. After we've recognized that our brain is gravitating us back towards preoccupation or fear thoughts, we then need to reappraise. See, our brain believes when it's lost in fear thoughts or preoccupation that the most important thing it can do right now and the most useful thing it can do right now is be lost in these thoughts. So we need to reappraise that this is not useful or helpful to be doing. Rarely is excessive fear thoughts or preoccupation useful or helpful. And so you need to give your brain the clear message that this is not useful or helpful to be doing. It's a simple step, but a really important one to do. Number 3, replace. After we've recognized and reappraised, the final step is to replace. And we're always replacing with safety, just in various forms. Cognitively, we can replace by giving messages of safety about the situation we're fearful or preoccupied about. Just remind yourself that you're okay, you're safe right now, and try to have more balanced thinking about the situation. We can also practice lowering the stakes. We often think the stakes are so high in every situation that we're dealing with, but often they're not. And so practice lowering the stakes and realize that either way it works out, you'll probably be okay. Somatically, we can also practice shifting from being with our thoughts to focusing on sensations in our body. A lot of times, if we're just continuously lost in thoughts, we just become more and more fearful. And so a simple solution can be shifting to our body and noticing what sensations are going on there. Now, in the past, I've done a shifting from mind to body meditation that I'll link to the top here. Now, it can also be helpful to incorporate some type of movement such as yoga or qigong, that can help you reconnect with your body and shift away from being in your mind. Lastly, you can also replace with a behavior that brings about a sense of safety. For myself, I find that if I'm lost in my head, it can be really helpful for me to play with my kids, to watch a funny TV show, or to cook a good meal, as these behaviors bring about a sense of safety and shift me away from my thoughts. So try exploring replacing your thoughts with a behavior that brings about a sense of safety for you. So I hope this video on the 3 R's was helpful. Please put your questions or comments down below, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.